Here again, and today we are going to use Q-tips to work on your child's fine motor skills. So some things that you're going to need for today's video are obviously Q-tips. Just get a bunch out, and then if you have a steamer, like that you steam vegetables in, so some kind of a steamer or a strainer that you use for pasta. Either one of those. Also, a chalkboard. If you have a chalkboard, I realize many of you don't probably have one like this, but if your child has an easel chalkboard, that would be great. If not, just like some kind of a piece of cardboard or construction paper is fine. If you have any chalk, that might be useful as well. A piece of construction paper, it doesn't really matter what color. One cotton ball, we're going to do a craft. And then probably a crayon. Yeah, and if you don't have construction paper, just plain white paper is fine. So let's get started then. With Q-tips, using either your steamer or your strainer, one thing your child can do is take the Q-tip and push it through the holes. Okay, now it just so happens that this one, oh, it doesn't even go through all the way. I might be able to pull it on the other side though. It's a really good size hole because when I'm pushing it through, there's a bit of resistance there. So you want to try to have it be that size. So just play around with what you have. If you don't have a steamer or a strainer, what you could do is just take an old cardboard box, like an empty cereal box or any cardboard box, and just make little holes. Use like a knife or a pair of scissors and make some small holes so that your child can push it through. But you want the hole to be small enough that there's a bit of resistance there because we're trying to work on building those muscles, which will help them hold the pencil correctly. So you want them holding it with their thumb and their first finger. If they have to use their second finger, that's fine. But you want them to try to keep those last two fingers kind of against their palm, okay, when they're holding the Q-tip. That's what you're aiming for. So the other thing that you can try with Q-tips is painting. And some of you, I think at home, have already gotten this handout to do some painting. So if you have paint, just have your child dip the Q-tip in the paint, and then they're trying to paint inside each dot. Okay, now that takes a lot of visual motor control, so that might be difficult for some students, but give it a try, you know, and it doesn't have to be letters. You can make your own if you don't have something like this, obviously. You can do pictures, whatever you want, a tree, a castle, you know, a person, but just making those dots so that they have to try to stay inside it. And if those small dots are too hard for your child, just try making the dots bigger. And then that will make it a little bit easier for them to try to get inside that target. So that's the painting. And now let's look at the chalkboard. And like I said, if you don't have a chalkboard, if all you have is a piece of cardboard, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is with my chalk, I'm just going to make a circle, okay, at the top. And then I'm going to make a square over here. All right, and then I'm going to take the Q-tip and I'm just going to start at the top and just erase it, basically. So you're tracing it. You're tracing over it, and it's going to erase it. All right? Same thing over here. So you're just tracing over the shape. It's a great way to do shapes. And you don't have to do shapes. You can do letters if you're doing letters, working on letter formation with your child. You can do pictures, whatever level your child is at, just adapt this to meet their needs. Now, once they've traced it like that, what you can do is have just a little bowl of water, a cup of water handy, dip the Q-tip in there, okay? And then, let's just pretend that the shapes are still there. You're gonna have them trace over it with some water, okay? So I'm gonna make the circle using water, which you can see there. You can see that my chalkboard is very dirty. And there's the square. So, okay. And then, so another great thing that you can do is if you have a dirty chalkboard and you want to clean, have your child grab a Q-tip and try to clean it. There you go. There's another use for those Q-tips. If you have a chalkboard, just try to clean it. So, but you know, you can do this on, like I said, on a piece of cardboard as well. So, there. Now we're going to do a craft. So we're going to make a dandelion, okay? So I just have a piece of blue paper. I already started this. The cotton ball goes in the middle, so just glue it on. And I cut a little strip of green construction paper for my stem, but you can just color that, or you can use a pipe cleaner, whatever you want to use. And then you're going to glue all the Q-tips around to make part of the dandelion. Now, this glue stick that I have is very, very old, so let's see how it works for the remainder of these Q-tips that I'm going to glue on. Hopefully you have better glue than I do. I'm going to glue them on there. And this is great. You know, your child is picking up the glue stick, the Q-tips, and pressing them down. You want to make sure that they're getting them pressed in there so that they're staying on the paper. And obviously, you also want your child to be the one using the glue stick, okay? Have him or her take the cover off, turn the glue stick up, and spread it on, and because they're going to have to stabilize the paper with their other hand as well. So we're really working on using two hands together, bilateral coordination, we call that. And then once they're done, they obviously have to twist the glue stick down, get the cover on. So these are all very important skills for your child to be doing on their own. And then once you get the Q-tips on there you go. You have a very simple dandelion, but something that your child made while they're home. Maybe you can put it up in the window. So there you go. That's our video for today. Some fun things that you can do with Q-tips. So I hope you enjoy that, and send me some pictures if you do some. Bye.